Breaking news, and good news at that. Mike Coppinger from Ring Magazine has reported that Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Erickson Lubin are finalizing the deal for an October 18th junior middleweight fight in the U.S. on DAZN. Source tells Ring Magazine Ortiz is the ring #2 boxer at 154, while Lubin is #7. Fundora Thurman takes place 1 week later. I believe it's going to be in October 25th, as we already know that Thurman and Sebastian Fundora has agreed upon that deal. I think this is a great fight in the 154-pound division. Y'all already know, if y'all follow the channel, Punch Drone Boxing, I've been talking about the 154-pound division as being the landmine division, a difficult division where we see a lot of good fighters struggle. We see the vulnerabilities in a lot of these fighters, but we see character. I love the 154-pound division. We've been seeing a lot of great character, even though we see a lot of adversity. We see it with Erickson Lubin. Y'all saw Erickson Lubin. Y'all already know nobody is unforgettable when we saw what happened, him versus Jamel Charlo, how he got knocked out in the first round. But you know what? He has resurrected himself. Every time he takes a loss, he comes right back and gets a great win. But this is going to be a tough fight for Vergil Ortiz. Also, we have seen Vergil Ortiz fight great and also shown his vulnerability in the 154-pound division when he fought Bowichuk, in which there was people that felt that he lost. In my opinion, I feel that he won, he edged that fight. I think he was the high-value puncher, the effective aggressor. I know he got a knockdown, but at the end of the day, I think that he picked it up and he edged that fight. I think this is a wonderful fight. Is a wonderful fight. Both of these guys know how to box, and both of these guys know how to slug it out. I think that Erickson Lubin got more wear and tear. I do see this fight like a 60-40, 55-45 fight going to Vergil Ortiz. I think that he is the favorite. I'm edging him, but it will be a wonderful and a tough outing for both of these guys if both of these guys come highly prepared. I do think if one gets hurt, of either or, I think that Erickson Lubin is even though that he's tough and he got grit, I think that he'll get the worst of it. But I respect both of these fighters. Erickson Lubin, I call him the final elimination king because he's been fighting so many times the final elimination. I think he should have got a world title shot a long time ago. Vergil, there's not a title shot, but to be honest, man, Vergil Ortiz and David Benavidez got something in common, in which, they're not fighting the championship fights, but they're fighting just as difficult as any fighter. Like, put it for example, Xander Zayas is the champion, but nowhere near a resume of Vergil Ortiz, especially now with Erickson Lubin. So let's say Vergil Ortiz beat Erickson Lubin, and he already got the Bowichuk and the Madrimov, and how he outperformed Terence Bud Crawford versus Madrimov, and then Lubin, it's like he is, to be honest, for me, he is the top dog, even without the interim title. But let's be real, it's not the full title. So if Vergil Ortiz beats Erickson Lubin, he's the top dog without a world title. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, for Sebastian Fundora only beat Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu, for me, I always been saying this. People used to call me a hater. I always felt like Tim Tszyu was a hype job. You know what I'm saying? I think it was good for Australia, good, his father, the name and everything else. But I never thought that Tim Tszyu was going to be all of that. I never fall into the hype. But this is a difficult division. And if you don't come prepared, you're gonna lose. But this is a great fight that's gonna fight, and then then the Fundora and Thurman at a 154 is gonna follow up. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I still wanted Terence Bud Crawford at 154. You know what I'm saying? I think that Turkey Out Shake gave Terence Bud Crawford the option that he couldn't resist. But if you would have just added Terence Bud Crawford into the mix at 154. After his performance with Madrimov, every fight at the top looked very, very interesting and and we can see the vulnerabilities and the great and character, of these fighters. There's a great fight. I can't wait to see the fight. Don't know it's going to be in Vegas or Texas or something like that, but this is a great fight. This is just as good as any real championship fight. Let me know what y'all think. Hopefully that Vergil Ortiz, who had a hand surgery, usually you get like a tune-up. So this is a gutsy move by Vergil Ortiz team, Golden Boy Promotions, Vergil Ortiz Sr., Rob Garcia. This is a gutsy move because, you know, Lubin is a live dog. Both